Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, um, your New Orleans Pelicans have completed their preseason with a win over the Atlanta Hawks. Before we get into it, let's pay some bills.
First took away. After this, get your money's worth.
I always wanted to do that. This is sponsored to you by DraftKings. As you see on the bottom, the code is BOOT. That's BOOT. DraftKings 5 home of the 5 for 200. $5 to get you 200 in free bets. So sign up today with the code BOOT. DraftKings, build your parlay. Just make it rich, man. Do your thing. Just try to live enormous. Don't go out putting your little, $2 bets in, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Play for something. But back to the game, man. The Pels prevailed. They won against the Hawks. Had a lot to like about that game. You had a lot to also, not like. I would say I'm gonna give you the bad first. I'm gonna give you the good and the bad first. The Pels in the first quarter looked amazing. I think they put up 40 in the first. Um, Everything was clicking, as Project Pat would say. Everything was working. Um, then from that point in the second quarter, it was a lot of lapses, some letdowns, and we let them back into the game going into halftime. Eventually, we did curtail their run and come out on top. But you know, as far as like the bad, these are things like we are going to have to fix going into the regular season. I mean, especially playing, a team like Brooklyn game one. You got two snipers and two very creative scorers in Kyrie and KD, guys who can beat you multiple ways. I don't really know if there's a direct answer for them. So like that, Trey Young, Trey Young is really tonight. He was just really, they're doing this thing now where he's moving a lot more off the ball, which he has never done before. So that's a new wrinkle for them, and with the addition of Murray, along with in the addition of Murray in that lineup, it was cool. Like it was good to see. I like that the Pels, were able to put that loss to the Heat behind them and just keep their eyes forward and focused on the next game. So for us, let's see. I'm just gonna get into the box score a little bit. I'm gonna start at the top. Let's see, who do I want to talk about first? Herb Jones. He played, let's see, 24 minutes and he had 12 points, but that doesn't tell like the whole story. Herb actually like did some great things, not only like defensively. I mean, I don't know if I even have to mention defense with Herb. Herb is a basketball savant. Defensively, it's like he I don't know, man. That guy, he just gets it. He understands positioning and hand placement, and his footwork is impeccable. But let me tell y'all this: the thing that got me really excited is the Herb Jones mid-range jumper. Yo, if Herb gonna shoot that, that's beautiful. I love that. I would love for him to continue to take those. He was 5 for 10 tonight, 2 for 2 at the free throw line. Herb was a +7. CJ didn't have the greatest of games shooting the ball tonight, and you know, I I'm not really concerned about that either, just because while he didn't shoot the ball, basketball players are able to do other things to stay in the game to get their team involved. He had 7 assists. Like you gotta love that, right? Like we saw point guard CJ tonight. We had a guy who was getting the ball from the big. Once the ball was rebounded, he was literally just pushing the ball ahead. There was no wasted dribbles, no wasted movement. He was just getting off of it, and getting guys into their spot. And as like CJ's game is, I'm not necessarily ever going to be worried about, he's got the type of game where he can turn it on and turn it off at any time that he wants to. Like if he decides that he's going to shoot the ball, like he's going to shoot the ball, and he's going to shoot it well. Let's see, Trey, that guy, man. I don't even know that guy's like I said in the podcast with Chris yesterday, shooting from the 5-point line now. I know Willie has the 4-point line in practice, but he's taking it a step further. No pun intended, but he's taking it a step further. Trey's looking good, man. He's looking very good. He is just like growing and developing in front of our eyes. I think Trey had 10 points, 5 rebounds. He was 4 for 8 from the field. He was 1 for 2 from 3. I look forward to the regular season with Trey playing with BI and Zion a lot more. He's gonna be so many open looks for him. JV, yo, I don't know what JV has against a Kongwu. Every time he plays a Kongwu, he dominates that matchup. JV played 21 minutes tonight. He had 16 points and 10 boards. And I thought he had 7 assists, but the final stats say 5 assists. So I could be wrong there. But I mean, JV looked really good. I want JV when he gets those bunnies right there in front of the rim. If JV's anywhere in the paint with a foot in the paint, I don't want him kicking it back out. I want him to take those shots. I want him to be aggressive. He's not a great defender, but I saw JV, he had some good rotations tonight. He had his hands up. I think did he get a block? I think he might have had a block. Yeah, he got a block. He got a block also. Let's see who else. Najee Marshall. Najee played great in transition. Najee had 13 points. He took what the defense gave him. He was 6 for 9 from the field. Always love park ball Najee. That's my guy. Dyson Daniels. Dyson Daniels had probably the defensive player of the night. Dyson had 10 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, and 2 blocks. But that goddamn block, man, that block was probably worth about 12 points. He literally just sent that man home to his mama. It was a play. I don't remember who it was, but guy tried to dunk on Dyson, and Dyson no. He was like, no. Batumbo finger wagging, no. Larry Nance played great. Larry Nance had a double-double. He had 10 and 10, 4 for 9 from the field. Larry Nance, he attempted 2 3-pointers, didn't make any, but it's encouraging to see him take those shots because, at some point in the season, he's going to be open, and those are the shots that we're going to need him to hit. As far as like with us, because of who's on the floor, your New Orleans Pelicans are go get to a point where teams going to have to make a decision on who they leave. And that's going to be the scary part, because I said this on Reggie Flood's show on WBOK yesterday, that I think the Pels going to have the best offense in the league. That's not something we should ever be concerned about. We going to score the ball, and we're going to score the ball well. The other side of the ball is what concerns me. And it's not that we don't have the ability, it's just the want to. Like, once we all decide that we want to on a consistent basis, that's gonna take us over the top. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you look at the teams who have gone to the finals in the last couple of years, you got Boston last year. They were a good defensive team. I think you had 2 guys on that team who were in the defensive player of the year final votes or whatever. You had Golden State, good defensive player, good defensive team. Then the year before that, you had Milwaukee and you had Phoenix. Both of those teams were good defensive teams. If I'm not mistaken, I think Giannis won Defensive Player of the Year that year. So yeah, man, like defense is gonna get us. Defense is the vehicle that's gonna get us where we need to go. Last but not least, the guy that I want to talk about, man, that boy Brandon. That boy Brandon back. I don't know if y'all heard me. That boy Brandon back. Brandon back like he ain't miss a beat. He ain't miss a game. Brandon looked like, actually, you know what? I don't want to OD. I don't want to speed and say he looks better than the last time I saw him, but his game looks smoother. Um, he looks like he looked like he gained muscle. It was a play where he was in the mid post and he picked his dribble up and he was pivoting and he hit DeJounte Murray with a little elbow, little pot, look, get off me, and he sent DeJounte back about 2 feet. I never in my life expected to see Brandon Ingram shoulder shrug a guy and he move. You know what I'm saying? Like that is a man. If this is Bi now, Bi look like the Terminator. He walking around like, yo, I don't. You couldn't do nothing with me before, and now I'm bigger. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how you gonna handle me. Bi came out looking like, Bi was a Cadillac. Bi was a Cadillac that you put on. If you ever rode in a luxury car on the street, not in New Orleans because we have terrible potholes. Shout out to us. But if you ever rode in a luxury car on the street, like you don't even feel those. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're going through, Bi was just a calming presence. Like, yeah, give me the ball. There was a play that broke down where he got the ball. He couldn't get his shot off. I can't exactly remember what happened, but he ended up going baseline for a dunk, and it was like a frustration dunk, kind of, but it was still like cool to see like Brandon just be aggressive. Man, his jumper looked clean. Like he's in midseason form. So yeah, man, that's all I got. That's all I got. Pels, again, we finished the preseason 4-1. We just got to get out to a fast start in the regular season. That's the thing that has haunted us in the last couple of years. Just the ability to get off to better starts. So once that happens, we all right. We gonna be good. Looking forward to the season. If y'all have any comments, please shoot them below to me. I'm on Twitter. I'm sure y'all all know my Twitter by now. And that's all I got, man. Peace.